What's going on, Bellflower? Gwen, the recovering witch here, also known as Jen. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I welcome you, and returning subscriber, thank you so much for following along on this journey with me. Welcome to episode 2 of Witchin Out Wednesdays. I'm gonna stop singing. I just get so excited because I like saying Witchin Out Wednesdays. Okay. So Witchin Out Wednesdays, if you are new, this is a new segment that I started this year. This is episode 2. And really, I just cover what I'm learning. Anything that I find witchy. Everything that I'm reading, that I'm learning, that I think would be of interest, I share on Witchin Out Wednesdays, that I think that might be beneficial to your practice. So if that interests you on subscribing and seeing new videos that come out, hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell when I upload new videos. So last night I was checking out my earlier videos when I started this channel, and some of them were kind of cringeworthy, like the first one. But it's okay, I'm glad I saw it, and I'm gonna leave it up there because you know, I feel like I have evolved quite a bit. So it's really nice to see how I've progressed from when I started this to now, and I really am really loving the person that I am becoming and really being of acceptance of myself. The most viewed video that I have on my channel is me covering the Magickal Cashbook by Damon brand. That is probably the one, maybe not on in comparison with my recovery videos. I'm getting a lot of comments there as well, but that video is the most watched video with over 100 views. I was listening to it last night and I feel like I had said something wrong and I wanted to do a correction and clarify. I'm not necessarily going over the Magickal Cashbook again. But I did want to talk about the force or energy of Nitika. And I got a comment probably right before the new year started in regards to, is Nitika dark matter? And I still think this would be a beneficial video, even though I responded to the question, but at least you can use this as a reference if you check out the other video. I'm kind of doing this as like a correction and doing that spirit justice and getting that information right and learning more about them. I'm gonna make mistakes. That's why I say that my information is not the end all, say all, be all, because we are learning together, and if I make a mistake, I want to make it right. I am human. Yes, I'm a witch, but I am human. Okay? And you're human too. Well, at least I think you are. Bear with me if you see me looking down. I have my notes here. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything and I explain it to you. The term I used to call Nitika was an angel. Angel might not necessarily be the right term. Again, I think when we talk about light beings or spirit or angels, that might have a different meaning or connotation for someone else. I did want to explain where Nitika comes from and leave that up to you to interpret. I have talked about books I highly recommend, and the Gallery of Magic. Magickal Cashbook is Gallery of Magic, that is written by Damon brand. He also has another book called The Magical Protection also. My friend Cindy, she had recommended a book that is called The 84 Genies of Power, which is written by Tristan, Whitespire. And that is an awesome wealth of information in that book. That individual has done their research, okay? I have also done Google searches on articles for people who have done the Magickal Cashbook as well. They do cover what I'm about to dive into in correspondence with Nitika, and found that very interesting, and that information does line up. Most of the 3 books that I mentioned, they do cover the Genii of the 12 hours. They have been referred to as genius spirits or genies, and I'm not talking about the genies that you rub a magic lamp and you have 3 wishes. They are called genius spirits and also personified virtues through these different books or texts. Typically, from what has been written, it is said that sometimes occultists, when they see the word genie or jinn translation, they associate it with evil or spirits that cause chaos. These do not. And the authors in these books, they talk about and explain the powers of all of these forces, and they are very kind, they're very warm, and they're really here for our benefit. When I use the term angel, I refer to angel as a spirit. A lot of these 3 books, they do identify these spirits either as ancient light, but they are a divine power to uplift the soul of humanity. They have done their sufficient research. Again, it's not to endanger anyone. They really want to share this wealth of knowledge with you to really expand your life, and really calling in on that power and explaining who they are, and using these ancient light beings or forces or energies if you want to work with them, because they are here to work with you and help you. That is their purpose. The Genii of the 12 Hours is a book from the Nuctemeron, which is from ancient Greek. This book was translated into English by a French occultist named Eliphas Levi in the 19th century. So it got translated from Greek to English. Levi was a very, very popular occultist, and he translated as far as the Genii of the 12 Hours. Translation by interpretation shows 12 groups of spirits with 7 spirits in each group. They have relation to the 12 allegorical labors of Hercules, and it represents the works of initiation. So you see why I find this very witchy. Tristan Whitespire researched the story of the 12 labors of Hercules, and Hercules, the other name, translation is Heracles. Another name for Hercules was Heracles in translation, and that is the glory of Hera, and Hera also translate to soul. So before I dive into Hera, telling the story about Hercules, I think this was like more of assigned to do this video. I had just gotten a text from a sister that she was talking about that Hera energy, and here she is in the story. So I thought that was interesting. Again, no coincidences. I believe that this is what's being called to do. Hera is known as the queen of the gods if you work with Hera, and this queenie decided to make some trouble for Hercules. She represents the soul, as I said, and so Heracles translating into the glory of the soul. So Hera wanted to start some trouble with Hercules and made him go insane, and he did some very, very terrible things to his wife, family, and it really made the gods upset, and the gods had sentenced him to Earth for 12 years. So when Hercules gets to Earth, he is under the will of Eurystheus, and Eurystheus basically gives Hercules the task that he needs to complete with his 12 years on Earth, and so they call it the 12 labors. Eurystheus is the ruler of the material world. When he sets up these labors for Hercules to do, he is expecting Hercules to fail. And the way that this story is interpreted and what it translates into is with these labors that Hercules does, it's interpreted as the travel through the 12 signs of the zodiac. So y'all remember, I'm not very well versed on astrology and the zodiac signs, and yeah, so now I'm learning. If he does succeed in the story, he will be immortal. And lo and behold, yay Hercules, he does complete all the 12 labors and he becomes immortal, meaning he becomes the perfect soul. I really enjoyed reading that, and I really want to dive into reading that story in general. And again, it brings in that connection of these gods and goddesses that we may work with or attachment to, and learning about the stories associated with them because they were part of being the earthly beings and having that connection. It's still a beautiful symbolism of the journey of the soul as it passes through the 12 zodiac signs. And I did talk about them being personified virtues. These personified virtues are virtues that reside in our soul. I appreciated in Tristan's book, and I'm going to read this out. We call on these virtues that reside within us, the power within ourselves, with the main purpose to grow and evolve. And again, with being a witch in my practice in general, for me personally, again, that's what I'm about. It's growth and evolving. I did love the last sentence out of the explanation of the out of Tristan's book before it dives into the genius spirits, and they wrote that it is the growth and evolution of the soul that is the true goal and purpose of all magic. Okay, you see, this is why it ended up being a segment on Witchin Out Wednesdays. So there is more information that it explains about the genius spirits. Tristan covers 82, and it talks about the 7 spirits and the correspondences of the number and what it means. And I really wanted to keep this video short, so I highly encourage you, if you are able, get your hands on the books, read them, or just go online and research. Learn. We are here to learn together, but I can't do all the work either, y'all. And I don't really want to make this video longer than 15 minutes. Let's dive into Nitika. Nitika is one of the Genii of the 7th hour Libra, all right? Nitika is the genius of precious stones. Planet correspondence is Jupiter in Libra. The day is Thursday. And what I found interesting when I read the book and then it had the correspondence for the day, I know for us at times we like to, we as in witches, when we do rituals or spell work or casting out spells, we pick certain days that are in alignment to make sure that they are more potent and beneficial for them to work. And when my friend Cindy and I, when we were getting geared up to do the book, she thought she would have to wait another week to do it on a Tuesday. I told her I did it on a Thursday, and I think she did call on a Thursday. So that's besides the point. But I found it really interesting when I opened the book and I saw that it said Thursday. I was like, well, I guess I was guided to do it on the right day. The Magickal Cashbook, it talks about you can do it at any day, just doing it for 11 consecutive days. And really that's it. But again, if you'd like to try it on a Thursday just to see how that works for you, by all means do. The Greek god association is Zeus, and also the spirit entity also has a correspondence to a chakra. It is for the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. This is the power of our soul that has the ability to banish poverty and lack and achieve financial and material success in the physical world. So Nitika funnels her prosperous energy and potency to help us, and I do like the reference that was used, that it flows through the source, which what Kabbalists call the pillar of mercy on the tree of life. Another reference you can use is Jerri's Tempest. He is another great source that I highly recommend. If you have seen my interview with my friend Jerri, and we talk about the Magickal Cashbook as well, she has really researched and used a lot of the materials and tools and services that Jerri's Tempest has offered. Jerri's Tempest has a YouTube channel. He also has a website, and he also has an Etsy page where he does offer those attunements. He does have an attunement for Nitika. One more thing I wanted to add before I close out this video is that if there's some hesitation on working, do what you feel comfortable with. I know that sometimes there might be a lot of back and forth, especially like in our community of entities that you work with. For me, I don't feel uncomfortable, and with meditation with my goddess, the Morgan, as y'all know, I know that there's different paths that everyone is going on their journey associated with her, with children of Morgan, and it's no disrespect. For me personally, I have that feeling to seek knowledge, and she is encouraging me to do that. and especially working with any other energies or entities or spirits that are out there. So the only way I can do that is if I step outside of myself and be willing to research and expand my knowledge and learn, and in order to get those powers to flow in. It's everyone's personal journey. Again, this is mine. I am dedicated to it, and all my workings that I do give thanks to her and the spirit that I work with. And but again, I am hers. I am hers. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I was trying to cut it within under 15 minutes. If it went over after editing, I apologize. But if you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you are interested, and also hit the notification bell when I post new videos out on Witchin Out Wednesdays. Please leave a comment, guys. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have anything to add, I would love to hear from you, because again, we are all learning together. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time. And peace, love, and light to you, because you can't have the light without the dark, but just continue to be witchy. All right, bye.